This is the entrance to the kindergarten. It's the kindergarten foyer. So I hope that there is evidence in this area that is welcoming for the parents. We have lots of free produce here that's always updated. We've got mandarins and lemons at the moment. But this is a space that I hope that the children feel welcome and that this is their area, they belong. It's where the children work and where they play together in the kindergarten. So there's autobiographies on the wall that tells in their own words a little bit about themselves. We have their family folders in the pigeonholes here that they can access at any time. That gives me some information about their families, extended families, their likes, fears, what brings joy to them on a daily basis. Their feelings, the mobility of expressions here, with all the different feelings of how they're feeling and photos of them, and who is here today as well. So in this space there's lots of information about the children, and a space I think that perhaps gives the impression that these are the children who work in this space. Because I ask the students a lot and the families a lot about themselves with the family books, I ask that the educators in here, we also do our own autobiography so the parents can know a little bit about us as well, our passions, and see photos of our friends and our family as well. Things that scare us, things that we love to do, where we like to go on holidays. So in the Digital Atelier, it's multifaceted experiences. Children can dabble between the realms of art, science and mathematics while exploring the unique characteristics and possibilities of size, shape, colour and texture. It offers endless opportunities for storytelling and imaginative play, and the loose parts they can use around the room as well. In this area, children hypothesise and wonder using readily available technologies and resources to explore and investigate all the colours of the spectrum: shadow, reflection, symmetry and light. The loose parts encourages them to think and experiment. There's different aspects in this area that they can use. There's the Digital Atelier with the data projector and the laptop, and also they can use the overhead projector as well, which we often turn on. One really overlaps the other as well. This area here, the girls can actually change the light, and it shows all the different colours of the spectrum of the rainbow. So they often stand here and wonder about the colours and how it happens. And we've got over there their little remote controls that they can change as well. So they often stand in here and wonder about what's happening and why their shadow isn't black. And they can change the colours too whenever they want to. So this space here is full of loose parts. People give me things. So I've got grandparents who bring me old technology, as you can see on top of the shelf there, and that's been used for spaceships or aeroplane cockpits, among some other amazing things that they use them for, because usually the knobs or switches click as well. I love using old technology, so slide projectors and record players and typewriters, lots of overhead projectors as well to project the light onto walls too. Any of the loose parts they can use and access, and we often rotate them as well so they can reach them, because the cupboard is quite high, so they can't always reach the ones that they want here. Perth College are members of Ramita, so a lot of the materials actually come from Ramita, but most of it's just collected by parents just giving me things. In the family folder that was at the front there, I give them a letter and a list of all the things that we'd love them to collect, but it's not exhaustible. And they just know, like I still have parents in the senior school, a grandmother who works in an aged care who often drops me off excess material that they don't need anymore, and it's really good because I can share it too, but I never say no, because there's always someone in the school, the art department, who can use it or share it, or some interesting part that we add to our collection on the shelf as well. So the room to the left is where we have our meeting, our morning meeting, and we always sit in a circle so that everyone is part of the conversation. And it's not just a conversation with me to the student and the student to me, but the conversation goes across the circle as well when we're discussing any topic that they're interested in or changing the environment, and we respect each other's ideas as well. The children have a say in what's in the environment, so and during our meeting times, we always say that's where we make decisions. What would you like? We talk about how your ideas can change the world, but how your ideas can to start with can change your environment at kindergarten. Always using real, authentic items as well. Don't use plastic utensils and plates. And it's usually the way you introduce things that you get that play. And when the girls are involved in deciding what they want to have in the environment, and the way you introduce it as being precious items and things to care for, that's the play that you get. And they're very careful with it. Even talking about a paintbrush and how it's a treasured piece of a tool that you have to care for and not mash, and you stroke and shake when you wash it, and how it goes to one hair and how it's so delicate, and we look after it so we can do intricate paintings. Last year's children were very into single-use plastics and plastic straws, so their gift for the children is the one over there, which was microplastic that was collected from a beach. So we actually researched an artist who makes artwork using microplastics. So that was what they decided to do with the microplastic, was to actually make a piece of artwork. So plastic that would normally go back into landfill from the beach, they decided to make something beautiful as a gift to the children next year. It all came about because a little flyer from down south, when one of the girls went on holidays, and it was a flyer that said straws really do suck. So they were really interested in this, so we did lots of research. We asked our grandparents about what it was like with plastic in their day. We asked Aboriginal elders as well, and they didn't have any plastic. They used reeds as straws. We also asked our local scientists who went to Borneo and looked after the turtles. So they decided that they needed to spread the word. So the cafe and the kitchen no longer use straws anymore. Their parents now carry reusable straws in their bag, and then they decided they need to make a flyer for all the cafes that they went to. So with our graphic designer, they made a flyer that they decided what words they wanted to go on it, what colours and what animals. And the first draft she brought back didn't have a dolphin on it, and that was one of the animals they said. So she had to go back and put a dolphin on it. So she stuck the dolphin on the bottom corner. Looks a bit odd there, but at least there was a dolphin on it. So then they handed those out to all their favourite cafes and restaurants. And they even came back with stories to say that the cafe owner said she didn't have paper straws or reusable ones, but next time they came, she would make sure that she had them. Or they said if there was a plastic straw, they said, I don't need one, I can use my mouth. But then that wasn't good enough. They decided to go even further, and they wanted to go to Australia. So we invited an MP in, and he took it to Canberra, and we got a letter from the Prime Minister. And that, once it'd gone to Australia, they decided they needed to go to the world, and Canada in particular. I'm not sure why Canada. So then we made a YouTube. So there's actually a YouTube with their story. The photo frames, so just connecting that invisible string from home to the children to know that this is like home too. And they call this their invention table. So we have lots of inventions, as you can see from the paint on the floor, lots of painting of inventions. The paint as well, that was made for me by one of the dads about 3 years ago. He knew I really wanted a woodworking table, so he very kindly made that table for the girls. Grandparents give me a lot of tools as well, really old tools. We have Grandparents' Day, and often a couple of grandparents will bring me in a new tool to put with the woodworking table.